Hi friends, I'm Sophia. Welcome back to Pixelpalette Dream Home. It is that quiet time of year, isn't it? The holidays have passed, the tree is down, and our homes can feel a little bare. But I believe this is actually the perfect moment to embrace a slower pace. Today, we aren't buying anything new. Instead, we are exploring the art of winter decor on a budget, using thrifted treasures and natural elements to create a cottage farmhouse feel that is rich in history and texture. Before we open the front door, I'd love to know, what is the one thrift store find you are most proud of? Is it a piece of pottery, an old painting, or maybe a vintage clock? Leave a comment below. I love reading about your treasures. Let's start at the entryway. This space sets the tone for the entire home. I love using utilitarian objects here, things that have worked hard for decades. Imagine an old battered leather suitcase used as a console table, or a vintage grain scoop hanging on the wall. These items tell a story of travel and labor. When we pair them with winter nature like birch twigs in a stoneware pitcher or a simple cedar sprig, we create a transition zone that feels grounded. It's a form of home improvement that doesn't require a contractor, just a little imagination and an appreciation for the patina of the past. Moving into the living room, we focus on the coffee table. This is where we layer textures. Instead of generic decor, we look for heavy materials, brass, ironstone, and wood. A vintage board game box can become a unique tray, holding a magnifying glass and leather-bound books. These small vignettes invite us to sit and stay a while. It reminds me of evenings spent reading by the fire, where every object had a purpose. Creating these pockets of interest adds value to our daily lives, much like a thoughtful retirement planning strategy adds value to our future. It is all about curating what matters most. The fireplace mantle is the centerpiece of the cottage. Here we embrace symmetry and tradition. A pair of Staffordshire dogs flanking an antique clock feels instantly classic. We don't need glitter, we need character. I love mixing brass candlesticks with a simple garland of dried oranges or cranberries. It's a nod to a time when decor was handmade and organic. Maintaining a wood-burning fireplace or a wood stove is also a practical way to manage heating and cooling costs during these chilly months, blending efficiency with that undeniable farmhouse aesthetic. In the kitchen, our decor should be as functional as it is beautiful. Think of a vintage cast iron scale holding ripe pears, or a collection of wooden spoons in a heavy stoneware crock. These aren't just props, they are tools that celebrate the art of cooking. Seeing a vintage flour sifter or a rolling pin displays the heritage of baking. It's about creating a space that feels ready for work, but looks like a painting. It's a sensible, budget-friendly approach to a kitchen remodel, changing the atmosphere without changing the cabinetry. The hutch is where we display our legacy. Whether it's a collection of green jadeite, blue transferware, or milk glass, grouping these items makes a powerful visual statement. I like to break up the rows of china with unexpected elements, a tiny porcelain bird or a sprig of rosemary. It turns a storage unit into a conversation piece. Protecting and displaying these fragile heirlooms is important. They are tangible assets of our family history, much like how we look at antique appraisal to understand the true worth of what we own. If you're enjoying these vintage-inspired ideas and want to see more ways to make your house a home on a budget, please take a second to hit that like button. It truly helps our community grow. You don't need a holiday feast to set a beautiful table. A centerpiece can be simple yet striking, like an old wooden toolbox filled with pine cones, or a row of vintage gelatin molds holding tea lights. It's about the repetition of form and the play of light. Using a vintage ironstone tureen as a vase for winter twigs creates height and drama without costing a penny. It creates an inviting atmosphere for family meals, reminding us that the best senior living involves staying connected with loved ones over a shared table. On the sideboard or buffet, we explore vignettes that mark the passage of time. An antique clock, a stack of hat boxes, or a vintage radio instantly transports us back to the mid-century. I love the look of a mirror leaning against the wall, reflecting the glow of an oil lamp or LED candle. It expands the space and adds a bit of sparkle. It's a sophisticated look that speaks to a life well lived, focusing on quality and endurance rather than fleeting trends, much like a solid home warranty protects the things we rely on. The bedroom should be a retreat from the world. Here we use softer textures, quilts, wool blankets, and linens. A nightstand. Vignette might feature a simple brass chamber stick and a small ceramic dish for rings. I love using an old suitcase as a riser for a cloche or a stack of books. It feels personal and intimate. Ensuring our bedroom is a place of true rest is vital for our health, perhaps even more important than any supplement or vitamin. Restorative sleep in a peaceful environment is the ultimate wellness hack. Even utilitarian spaces like the bathroom and laundry room deserve attention. We can replace plastic containers with glass apothecary jars for bath salts or clothespins. A vintage enamel basin holding towels or a wire egg basket for soap adds instant farmhouse charm. It is about elevating the mundane tasks of washing and cleaning. It's a small home renovation of the spirit, taking the chores we do every day and making the environment in which we do them visually pleasing and historically rooted. Finally, let's look at the porch or sunroom. This is our bridge to the outdoors. Even in winter, a wicker chair with a plaid throw and a basket of pine cones looks inviting. Placing a lantern by the door or a collection of blue glass bottles in the window to catch the low winter sun creates a magical effect. It emphasizes our connection to the landscape. Taking care of these exterior spaces is part of good real estate stewardship, maintaining the curb appeal and value of our beloved homes. Thank you so much for walking through these rooms with me today. I hope you feel inspired to look at your own thrifted finds and family heirlooms with fresh eyes. You don't need a big budget to create a home that feels gathered, curated, and deeply personal. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you don't miss our next design adventure. Until next time, friends, take care and happy decorating.